Lorie out loud. Hey fam, before we dive into today's episode, I've got one quick favor to ask that makes a huge difference. If you like what we're doing here at Lorie Out Loud, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you never miss a beat, a laugh, or a featured guest. New content is dropping bi-weekly, and trust me, you want to be here for it. If something in this episode speaks to you, hit that share button and send it to a friend, a sister, a brother, or your art-loving cousin. Let's spread the love. Thank you. Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of Lorie Out Loud, the podcast where voices get amplified, culture gets celebrated, and creativity takes center stage. I'm your host, Lorie Akanbi, and in today's episode 6, I'm bringing you stories stitched with soul, style, and substance. Now, this episode is one you'll want to lean into. We're starting off with Fashion View, where, I'm stepping into the spotlight wearing a stunning maxi dress made from high target fabric. The fabric's bold colors and oversized florals are giving life, and I'll share the story behind the fabric and reveal the Ghanaian seamstress who brought it all together. Then, in Diversity is a Gift, I sit down with Tyeast Blanding, the powerhouse entrepreneur and licensed cosmetologist behind Nubian City, a natural hair care beauty salon based in Lynchburg, Virginia. Tyeast has been in business for 29 years, and her journey is not just inspiring, it's a masterclass in staying rooted, relevant, and resilient in the beauty industry. And finally, we close out with an emotional return to Aunties Corner. In this segment, I share the results of my African Ancestry DNA test. Spoiler alert, it wasn't what I expected, but it's a real moment that speaks to the complexity of Black identity in America and the layers of history we all carry. So get comfortable or get moving. However you listen, just make sure you stay with me. Let's get loud. Lorie Out Loud. I'm stepping into the spotlight with Fashion View, where fabric meets flair and stories are stitched into every thread. Today's spotlight moment? This show-stopping maxi dress I'm wearing, made from high target wax print fabric. And let me tell you, this fabric didn't just catch my eye, it caught my soul. Let me break it down for you. High Target is one of the most recognizable names in wax print fashion. Though it's based in China, High Target specializes in mass-producing African-inspired wax prints and has become a staple in West African markets, from Ghana to Nigeria to Côte d'Ivoire. Now, about this pattern, this one is bold and unapologetically lush. This color palette, we're talking deep maroon, burnt orange, royal blue, earthy brown, and even a whisper of soft pink. And it evolves into a blooming, oversized rose print. Wearing this feels like I'm wrapped in a bouquet of rebellion and elegance. The roses are powerful, kind of like the energy I'm carrying into the world today. The print says, I didn't come to blend in, I came to bloom. And don't let anyone tell you wax print has to be made in Europe to matter. High Target may not have the same roots as the old Dutch brands, but it has planted its flag across African markets, earned loyal followings, and most importantly, it's accessible. It's affordable fashion with a whole lot of attitude. So whether you're dressing for culture, confidence, or just to cause a little commotion on the sidewalk, this fabric is doing the most, and I'm loving it. Thank you to the seamstress Margaret who made this dress just for me. That's it for this segment of Fashion View. Until next time, wear your stories proudly, and remember, the dress is the story, but you are the headline. Lorie, out loud. Welcome to Aunties Corner, where wisdom meets wonder and stories connect the past to our present. Today, I'm taking you back to a very intimate moment we shared on my debut episode when I collected my DNA with you listening and watching. I did it with the intention of sharing the results here about my African ancestry. For me, this journey is about discovery. It's about roots, identity, and what it means to find your people through science, history, and a bit of soul. The results are now in from AfricanAncestry.com, wherein I took a matriclan maternal lineage test. I'll be revealing those results right here for the very first time during this recording. You'll learn of the results along with me, with all the joy, nerves, questions, and revelations that come with it. So stay tuned, because finding out where I'm from might just change where I'm going. Here's my African Ancestry envelope, as you recall from last time, and you had to set up a password and things of that nature. So I'm on the website here in the email, and I just need to type in the password information. Okay, I'm in here on the site, and let me hit view letter. Okay, so, oh my goodness. Dear Lorie, great news. Here are your matriclan test results. Oh my goodness. It says you have maternal ancestors from European people. This means someone from your mom's side of the family was from this group a long time ago, 500 to 2,000 years ago. So what does this mean? After comparing your DNA to our African lineage database, not finding a match, we compared your DNA to a global database, and we found identical 100% matches with the mtDNA of a European woman. There are no African women that match your DNA sequence. What in the hell? At some point in the 500 to 2,000 year history of your mother's line, there was a European woman. Remember, this ancestry is for only one branch of your family tree. It does not apply to your whole family. Here are the parts of your DNA sequence that we used. And so it goes on to talk about the DNA sequences. Everyone in your family on your mom's side has this ancestry. Share these results with your mom, siblings, children, and other family members like your grandmother, aunts, uncles, and cousins. Click here to help you learn more about European people. Ah, shit! Oh my gosh. Click here to join the African Ancestry online community on Facebook to meet other people with the same ancestry and share what you've learned. Oh my gosh. So, I was expecting to discover my African maternal tribe. Instead, the test revealed that my maternal lineage, my mtDNA, is 100% from a European woman, part of the H5B1 haplogroup. There are no African women that match my DNA sequence. Ouch. Now, as you can see, I'm a dark-skinned African American woman. When I look in the mirror, I don't see Europe. I see Africa. I see North Carolina, the state where I was born. I see resilience. So this news creates a little friction between the science and the soul. That is, It feels really incongruent to learn that the very foundation of my maternal lineage is European, but the reality of my lived experience is as a Black woman living in America. It's a total disconnect. Well, one thing that I do know is this: one DNA strand doesn't tell the whole story of who we are. This European woman is my mitochondrial mother, but my culture, my spirit, my rhythm, my love, it's African American through and through. So now I'm digging deeper. I'll be doing an autosomal DNA test. I'll be looking into pDNA and exploring via genealogy about this unexpected twist and how it fits into a larger, richer ancestral story. The science may have opened a new door, but it didn't close any behind me. And I know I'm not the only one walking through complicated truths about where we come from. So if this story stirred something in you, if you're sitting with your own mix of questions and emotions, just know that you're not alone. We'll keep exploring, we'll keep asking hard questions, and we'll keep telling the stories that deserve to be heard. So stick with me. This is Aunties Corner, and I'm Lorie Akanbi. Keep your heart open, keep your hands extended, and remember, speaking the truth can shake the world. Until next time, stay safe, stay strong, and never be afraid to live out loud. Hey, beautiful people. It's Lorie Akanbi, your host of Lorie Out Loud. If you're enjoying the journey so far, I'd be so grateful for your support. You can contribute through Cash App at $Lorie Out Loud. That's $Lorie Out Loud. Every little bit helps me keep going, growing, and sharing out loud. Thank you so much. Welcome to Diversity is a Gift, where we celebrate the voices, journeys, and impact of those adding color, culture, and courage to the world. I'm your host, Lorie Akanbi. Today, we are taking a walk through purpose, power, and natural hair glory with none other than Tyeast Blanding, the trailblazing founder and owner of Nubian City, a natural hair beauty salon right in the heart of Lynchburg, Virginia. For 29 years, Tyeast has not only been styling crowns, she's been lifting spirits, reclaiming narratives, and building a sanctuary where Black women can see themselves, love themselves, and return what God gave them from the beginning. From sister locks to civic leadership, from scalp care to soul care, this conversation is about so much more than hair. Join us in this rich, real, and revolutionary dialogue with a woman who is making beauty a movement. Well, let's get it going. Welcome, Tyeast. Thank you for coming on the show with me today.
Thank you, Lorie. Thank you so much for even thinking of me to do this. This is
Oh,
such an
girl.
honor.
Oh, thank you so much. I am going to enjoy having you here today. So I'm just going to dive into the questions, Tyeast. And so, before I really get into this first question, I want you to describe to all of us that may not know, what exactly do we mean when we say natural hair?
Just what God gave us. Natural hair is
That's
just
what
what
God
God
gave.
gave us, and embracing it and loving you and loving what God gave you.
Now, you've been on a mission, for nearly 3 decades, but if you had to distill those 29 years into a single sentence, a hair motto or a slogan of sorts, what would it be?
My motto has always been return to your roots.
Yes.
Um,
Mhm.
and I just think that we should just embrace what we already have. We for so many years, Black women especially, we have always thought that beauty was altering our hair. When
Mhm.
altering our hair is just not what God intended for us to do. He intended
Mhm.
for us to love what we already have, to love what He
Yes.
gave us. He didn't make no mistakes with our hair. And so we shouldn't treat it as a mistake. We should
Yes.
embrace it and let those coils come like they want to. Embrace them.
Yes. Now, that's funny. You're saying embrace what God gave us. It's a journey. You say back to the beginning. What did that journey look like for you, Thais?
Oh my goodness. So me and my hair, we have had a love-hate relationship my entire life.
Hmm.
Um, I've always getting my hair done has always been actually torture to me. I used to get really bad anxiety getting my hair done. I would throw up because just knowing that the pain that I was going to go through. Um,
Wow.
I started doing my own hair mostly because I didn't want other people to hurt me anymore. So when
Hmm.
I started doing my own hair, I started doing my sister's hair, and then it just I never really knew that it was something that I was going to be making a career out of. I just love to do it, and I love to not hurt people. I felt
Yes.
like people were hurting me on purpose. And so I wanted to make sure that they would not have that power over my hair anymore. And so when I do anyone else's hair, I treat their hair the same way as I would want my hair to be treated. I'm very gentle with it, and I want to make sure that I don't hurt anyone.
Yes. And maybe that explains why, and to everyone, disclaimer, Thais has been doing my hair for, I mean, she is responsible for these sister locks. I mean, when I came to her, my hair was this long.
Yes, it
had
was.
cut off some perm and it was this long. And I went to her and this is what it is now. So where I was going with this is that this may explain Thais's explanation there kind of brings into view for me why when she gets to the back of my hair and it starts to hurt and she starts to explain it basically, well, she, you should have separated it a little bit better, blah, blah, blah. Boy. So she doesn't just, just run through it basically. She's gentle with it. So tell us how Nubian City was born 29 years ago. Was it a divine timing, destiny, a little nudge from the ex that you mentioned?
Well, what it was, so I was working a regular 9 to 5, like any normal person. Um, and when I get off from work at 5 o'clock, I would have clients already lined up. So I would do their hair. And again, I thought I didn't think it was something that I was doing just for a career. I just did it for fun. And so every day I would have a client at my house to get their
Wow.
hair done. Didn't matter.
Wow.
Every day. The
Mhm.
only way I could hide from them was to turn my lights off in the living room so people wouldn't know that I'm home. So one day my boyfriend, my then boyfriend, he said, I got a present for you, get in the car. So we get in the car and he's like, takes me to Rivermont and he says, gives me these keys and he said, here. I said, what is this? He said, you're going to open up your own shop? I was like, no, I'm not. I don't want to do that. People are not even going to come. He said, Tice, you got a client every single day. Why would you think people wouldn't come? I said, well, I don't want to do it. I just want to keep doing it the way I'm doing it. He's like, no, do this. And I'm
Wow.
glad that God put people in my life to see something in me that I didn't see in myself. And
Yes.
honestly, it's nothing but God because it's no way. A lot of times that I made it when I really don't think I should have made it. But
Yes.
again, I've been blessed. It's just been nothing but a blessing. Um, People see things in you that you don't want them to see, and when someone tries to help you, stop biting that hand and just go ahead and take that hand and just go ahead and embrace the help. A lot of
Yes.
times we are turning that help away. I'm one of those people. My pride would tell me, I don't want to help. I don't want to do it. But you got to do it. You have to do it.
Yes.
If you don't change, if you don't change, nothing changes. So you have to.
Yes. Wow, that's a powerful story. So really someone just took your hand and said, come on over here and do this.
Yeah.
Now, you talk about fear of our hair, of our history, of our reflection. Why is natural hair so much more than a style for Black women?
I don't understand why we won't just embrace that. I don't know, but I know for a fact, being a black woman,
Mm-hmm.
that if my
Mm-hmm.
head ain't right, I don't feel right the rest of the day. Um,
Mm-hmm.
if your crown, if you don't, your crown is not adjusted correctly, then you
Mm-hmm.
just don't feel like you don't feel good. And
Mm-hmm.
your hair really makes a big statement on how you feel throughout the day. It helps you get motivated, or if you're gonna walk around with a bonnet on, guess what? You ain't gonna do nothing that day. You're you ain't that's not it, you already planned it out. I'm not doing nothing today. But if you put
Mm-hmm.
on some lipstick and pull your hair up into at least a little ponytail, like, okay, I'm
Mm-hmm.
cute. I'm going out here and see the world, and you're gonna find out something. You're gonna figure out something to do. Your hair makes a
Yes.
big statement on what your day is gonna be like. It helps.
Mm. Yes, it really does. It really does. Now, over the years, you've watched styles and stigmas and science around here change. I mean, it's been 29 years since you've been doing
Yeah.
this. What are some of the biggest shifts that you've witnessed that you can speak to?
Oh, I remember when we first opened and everybody was getting the cornrows, the Alicia Keys, the Brad, and all of them was the cornrows. So that's all we was doing for a while was the cornrows. I love the cornrows because
Yeah.
it made me express my creativity. I would wake up, I was so inspired by cornrows that I would dream of lines and I would wake up and draw them so that I can do those lines, braid those lines into someone's hair. It was braids was my biggest thing. I loved cornrows. And a lot of the clients that they didn't like was the ones that had the real long hair and the real thick. Oh, bring them on, honey. Bring them to me. Bring me the thick ones with the long hair because I got some work to do. I didn't like
Wow.
doing real short hair because I don't want my fingers to cramp. But give me something where I can do some stuff. I could braid baskets in your hair and put your name in cornrows, the whole shebang. I love cornrows. But then it
Wow.
started changing from, now it's changing from block braids and micro braids to knotless braids. Now,
Mhm.
the knotless braids, I if we were doing knotless braids back in the day, honey, we would have made some money because these little girls with the knotless braid prices is crazy. But I ain't knocking their hustle. But we used to the block braids that we used to do was you won't see no scalp.
Mhm.
You all just it was just a head full of braids. They don't do that
Mhm.
no more.
Wow.
They got a grid on how the braids, how many braids you're gonna have on this row, this row, this row, and it's usually no more than about 50 braids on each person's head, and they get paid $200, $300
Wow.
for these braids. I'm like,
Wow.
and back in the day, we won't get paid for $45 for a whole head full of block
Oh,
braids.
good. Wow.
You know, so yeah,
Now,
it's changed a lot. It's changed a whole lot. But what I'm really embracing, what I really love now is the fact that people are locking their hair.
yes.
And I love that. Like, yes, let's just this is what I opened the shop for. Like,
Mhm.
let's get back to where our hair how our hair is supposed to be. Let's
Mhm.
lock it. Especially those of us like me that are very tender headed. You don't like getting your hair done. And if you want to wear micro braids forever, lock it up. It's your
Yes.
own hair. You don't have to worry about keep on taking the braids out and all of that stuff. It's your own hair. Let it grow because that's exactly what it's going to do. Let it grow as long
Exactly.
as you want it to grow and cut it when you need to. But I love the
Exactly.
fact that people are getting locks now, and I don't even care what kind they
Exactly.
are.
Yes. That is so that is so inspirational because as you were speaking of that and saying let it get as long as you want to, that myth still exists that black people,
Yeah,
can't grow long hair. And look at this. This is all my hair. And I've cut it
thank you.
maybe twice because it gets really heavy. And I've cut it maybe twice. And my hair comes all the way down my back and it comes right to the top of my butt.
hmm You know
And
I've cut mine
and
some.
that's all me.
That's right. You
The
know, I've
butt
cut
too.
mine
But
a lot. I cut mine. Mine had grew so long one time that it was almost touching my butt. So
uh-huh.
I felt like it was causing me to sometimes feel like I'm toppled over or
Yes.
feel a little dizzy. So I did an undercut. So I have an
Hmm.
undercut now, and I just keep it cut to like where my shoulder blade is. I keep it cut that short, but
Yes.
I'm thinking now that I might let it grow a little longer. But if I
Mm-hmm.
start having them dizzy spells again, it's gonna have to get cut again. But
Yes.
I love the fact that since it's long, it's easier to put up. When it's short,
Yes.
it's not really, you can't really do a whole lot to it.
Yes. It is easy to put up, and then you just
Hello,
mean that hair be moving.
Lori. I'm gonna tell you something. When I was a little girl on the school bus, and it was these
Uh-huh.
girls that had, so-called good hair, and they
Yes.
would sit there and where the windows on the bus was down, and their hair be blowing through the wind. I'm like, why my hair
Mm.
don't blow through the wind like that? So one
Yes.
day, when my hair got to be so long with these locks,
Hmm.
I couldn't
Hmm.
wait to flip my hair in some of them girls' faces. Like, and this is mine, honey. Oh
That's
my,
it. That's it. For sure. For sure. For sure. Because you experience those things,
yeah.
and so I mean, our hair really has just our experience with it. We can oftentimes tell many of stories
Mhm.
that we've had, and sometimes the stories aren't good, of being picked on or
Yeah.
being looked down upon, or it just hurting to get our hair done because we're tender headed or whatever. And so um talk to me about that moment, Thais, when someone goes natural for the first time. Have you seen like emotional release,
Oh,
joy,
goodness.
or
Yes.
sometimes even resistance?
Yes. That's one of the reasons why when I do sister locks, I like to do them all in one day. I don't like to
Hmm.
just, you're supposed to break it down into two, but I like to
Yes.
do it all in one day because I want to see your reaction after I'm finished. They don't
Hmm.
look nothing like you think they're going to look. And
Yes.
I've had people cry and laughing and just the facial expression and the way they're feeling is payment for me.
Yes.
Just knowing that I
Yes.
helped them come out of whatever they was into with their hair. Because it takes a lot for a woman to completely change their hair and to lock it up. That's a big
Yes.
step. Now for a man,
Hmm.
okay, yeah, if you don't like it, you shave your hair off. But for a woman to decide I'm gonna lock my hair up, and then when you get your hair locked up and watching that person, it's transformative to me to watch them.
Yes.
I love, that's my favorite part. It's my
Yes.
favorite part. Soon, and that's why I put a mirror right above the sink after I wash your hair. I'm like, okay, you can look at it because I want to see their
Hmm.
face after they get their hair
Yes.
locked, and it's emotional. I've had plenty of people cry.
Yes.
I
Yes.
know when I first
And
got mine done, it took her to 2 days. The first day she did it, I'm
hmm
like, oh my god, this is so ugly. Why did I do
hmm
this to my hair and I can't even take it out? I just sit there and cried and cried and cried the whole day. And so the next day
yes.
when she finished and she
Hmm.
washed it and my hair went to its natural curly state, I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. And then I
Yes.
started crying again. I was like, I would never let my clients go through that. I
Yes.
I tell them when we start, hey, listen, it takes 2 days, but I want to do it in one. If you can
Hmm.
sit, I can stand. Let's just do it all
Yes.
in one day.
Oh, cool. Nice, nice, nice. And I can testify for me, it actually got better as the time went on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It just goes through different phases. Um,
Hmm.
and you could do different things depending upon what phase you're in. And
Yeah, that's
so
why I encourage people to take pictures because you
mhm,
definitely grow with each one, and you can look back and be like, you know what? I remember when I was suffering with this, but my hair still look good. But I remember your hair. Taking a lot of pictures, it helps you remember all of
mhm.
the stuff that you went through with your hair.
Yes, yes. Now, for a long time, Thais, you were Lynchburg's only certified Sister Locks consultant, and now you are a brand ambassador. What's kept you committed to this form of artistry?
When I got my
Mhm,
cosmetology license, I was like, okay, you need to branch out and do more things on stuff that you really like to do because the board of cosmetology does not go so much into doing our hair. We need to
mhm.
learn how to do our own hair. So I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to be a brand ambassador so that I can one day do the art certification, so that I can one day teach people how to do their own retightenings and how
Mm-hmm.
to be able to maintenance their locks. Because I want to be here forever, but I might not be here forever. So you can
Yes.
at least be able to find someone in between, and in between getting someone else to do your hair, you can at least do your hairline, or maybe you want to learn how to do sister locks yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's what made me go ahead and do the brand ambassador. I'm very proud of being a brand ambassador. It was a struggle. It was a
Mm-hmm.
struggle trying to stay in one room and be on a computer for all that time, but I did it. It's over with, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to growing, continue to grow with my brand.
Now, how is the brand ambassador different from being the sister locks consultant? Because I saw it as something, a step above.
Well, a brand ambassador, you're now certified to be able to. You're one step closer to one being able to teach how to do sister
Okay.
locks, and
Mm-hmm.
also being a brand ambassador, you're making sure that you have guaranteed that you're going to do the sister lock approach on every
Okay.
single thing. Your grid is going to be on point, and any other consultants, they can come to you and ask you for advice on how to do certain things within the sister lock family.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's also, it's a lot of people out here that's saying that they do sister locks and they don't. So
Yes.
brand ambassadors, is up to us to make sure that those people are put in check and make sure that they are doing it the sister lock way. If you're not, then don't call it sister locks. You
Mm-hmm.
call it
For
whatever
sure.
you want. You don't call it sister
Mm-hmm.
locks because that is a trademark name.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, you said if our hair ain't right, we ain't right. But your salon is about more than hair. It's political, spiritual, and communal. How did that evolve?
I think whenever you come in here, I like to treat everyone like family. After you come in here
Mm-hmm.
one time, then we pick and we tease and we laugh and all of that stuff. When it's time to be serious, we're serious, and so everyone that comes in here, we're more so a family. So
Mm-hmm.
I like to just I like to make friends. I like to
Yes.
make sure that everybody know that they're welcome in here. And if you have
Mm-hmm.
an issue going on, let's talk about it because
Mm-hmm.
one head is always better than I mean, two heads is always better than one. So
Mm-hmm.
let's
Mm-hmm.
talk about it and let's see what type of a solution we can come up with to fix it. But
Mm-hmm.
I went through a whole lot of things, and the things that I went through, I don't want everybody else to have to go through it. And if it's a way I can try to help you fix those things, then
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna share the information. It makes no
Okay.
sense for us to always be gatekeepers. Let's share the
For sure.
information and help everybody out.
Now, I love that you ask your clients if they're registered to vote. And even in one election season, you registered 50 people. Now, look, that's impressive. When did you realize doing hair could also be a form of activism?
Well,
Looking for soulful music to spice up your next celebration? Meet the dreaded blues lady, your go-to blues singer from Virginia, bringing heart, soul, and a whole lot of power to any event. Whether it's a house party, a birthday bash, or any special occasion, the dreaded blues lady will fill the room with music that touches the soul. From performing powerful blues and soul at your events to singing background vocals on your music tracks, she's got your musical needs covered for any project.
I can't be satisfied, and I just can't keep from crying.
Book the dreaded blues lady for your next event and bring the power of blues, soul, and inspiration to your celebration. Visit thedreadedblueslady.com or email info@dreadedblueslady.com today.
The Dreaded Blues Lady. Soulful music, powerful stories, unforgettable moments.
Just can't keep from crying.
we talked to
Mm-hmm.
Governor McCullough into changing the Virginia law to where convicted felons can get the right to vote back. So
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
of the activism that we were doing, I started getting people signing them up. Hey, come on, get registered to vote. Get your rights restored so that you can vote.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's
Mm-hmm.
just been a push ever since then. I just love it. My greatest accomplishment out of all of that though was getting my grandfather registered to vote. My grandfather
Wow.
was in his 70s, never voted, never
Wow.
had anything on his record, never ever voted before.
Mm-hmm.
Never. I got my grandfather registered to vote. I got my mom registered to vote, and I got it was a couple of more family members registered to vote.
Mm-hmm.
So they know not
Mm-hmm.
to come around me and tell me I ain't voting. That's just
Yeah.
not even a conversation. Like, what are you talking about? So that doesn't even happen in our family. So
Mm-hmm.
ever since then, I just think that people. I mean, why shut your voice up?
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest way to voice your opinion on what we can do to make this country move forward. Get
Yes.
registered to vote.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Thank you, Thais. Now, what's the energy like on a typical day at Nubian City? I mean, is there a certain thing you do every day to get it going, or is it all just beautifully unpredictable?
It's unpredictable. I don't never know what's I never know what's going to happen when I come to work. The only day that I pretty much know where it's going to be, I can do what I want to do is on Wednesdays, and I
Mm-hmm.
listen to talk radio all day because ain't nobody going to tell me I don't want to hear that. So
Mm-hmm.
I listen to my talk radio all day, and then I talk to my
Yeah.
clients all day. So if my clients, they determine on what type of day it's going to be. So
Mm-hmm.
for my first client, and I think I change up with each client because everybody's totally different. So I never know what type of day I'm gonna have.
Wow.
It's never boring.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
Mm-hmm. Now, Thais, you said I create art. I just do it on people's hair. Now, after 29 years, how do you keep that creativity alive?
I still have my visions. I still dream and have
Mm-hmm.
visions of how I wanna, do stuff, how I wanna do your hair, or I'll see something on somebody else and I'll try to do it but put my own little twist on it. Um
Mm-hmm.
I think just we are all artists in our own way.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever vision I see, you might not see it, but I
Mm-hmm.
see it. And so
Yes.
your creativity just comes. All you got to do is just listen. You just got to listen, and you just got to see it, and you got to hear it, and you got to feel it. If you ain't got none of that, then you ain't got no creativity.
Now, speaking of dreaming, you once said that you dreamed of being a secretary or an interior designer. Do you see echoes of those paths in what you're doing now?
I see the echo as far as the interior design. Um,
Yes.
I see that as far as because I like colors, I like bright colors and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. So I think I see it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and the secretary not so much because sitting down all day was not gonna do it for me. That
Mm-hmm.
right there, oh, that's when I realized that I was like, oh no, I want to do this.
Yes.
Um, but I really did like the design, and I think I still do that in a way. Like whenever me and my sisters move and get another apartment or whatever, they always call
Mm-hmm.
me to help them decorate. So
Mm-hmm.
it's in there, but I don't play with it that much. And if I tell
Yes.
someone, I was like, oh, you know what, we should do it this color, they'd be like, no, no. But we end up doing it anyway because
Yeah.
I already said we're gonna do it.
Yes.
But yeah.
And as your long-term client, I see your creativity in other ways too, because you have these little side ventures that you go off on with things like you do like waist beads, you do like creams and things like that,
Yeah.
oils and stuff to kind of supplement. It really is supplementing your business in a way that, I mean, you're primarily working with women. You have men, but we like jewelry, but we also like to smell good and we like the oils on our hair. And so, those things you provide often as well. What is the most memorable or artistically challenging style that you've ever done?
Mm. Okay. Yeah, it still gives me nightmares. I did. It still gives me nightmares. This girl. This is when I was doing hair at home. and she wanted, we were bartering. She was going to cut my hair, and I wanted the salt and pepper haircut, short on this side and long in
Mm-hmm.
here. Okay, that's what I wanted. I didn't get it, but that's what I wanted. And I needed the bangs, and I need all of that. Anyway,
Oh my gosh.
so I said, I'm gonna do your hair first. Big mistake. I should have let her do mine first. And so I could have told her, no, I'm not doing your hair. But anyway, I did her hair. She wanted a basket. So I had to cornroll a basket and with hair added. It's okay. I could have done it without hair. Just braiding her hair. But she wanted hair added, which made it big. But I had to weave the hair into it was a nightmare, Lorie. It took me a day and a half to do her hair. It's never taken me that long to do cornrows.
Oh my gosh.
It took me a day and a half to do her hair, but I did it, and it was so beautiful.
Oh wow.
After I finished, but she said it was too tight. But I said, you got hair added, it was gonna be tight. But so that might have been why she messed up my hair. But
her hair was too tight.
My stuff
Oh
is
my God.
right here. Right here. I still got what's this? This hair right here was shaved off. Right
Oh my
here,
goodness.
and this was I had to put braids in my hair because she
Oh,
pulled my
man.
head up.
Oh my God.
My mama laid me out.
Wow.
She laid me out. She's like, why did you let her do your hair? I was like, she do her own hair. Her hair good. She's like, yeah, she do her own hair. She don't do nobody else's. She do her own hair. I was like, you know what? You're right.
Oh
yeah,
wow.
That was the scariest and hardest hairstyle I ever did. Everything else,
Oh,
if
man.
I feel like I can't do it, I'm just gonna tell you, you know what? I don't think this is working out. I can't do
Yes.
it.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna set yourself up like
I'm not
that
gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I was doing this one lady's hair, and she was like, she said, I want these braids real close together, and then I forgot how she said it. So I was like, okay. So I put the first braid in. No, that's not how I want it. I took that braid out. I put the braid in again. No, it's not like that. I don't want it. I put it in again. No, it's still not working. I said, you know what, baby? Here, go find somebody else to do it.
That's it.
This ain't gonna work for me or you. Ain't no need you walking out of here saying that I did something to your hair and you ain't want it. Just gone.
Exactly. It's something. Now, what would the 9-year-old Tyeast already doing hair back then say about the woman and the business that she grew into?
I don't know. The 9-year-old, because my mom told me everything I needed to know at 9-year-old. So I've been living off of that model ever since. My mom told me, she said, make sure that these people are your real friends and not just someone that's trying to use you for what God gave you.
Now, tell us a little bit about that story, because I know that story, but tell those that are listening the backstory about how come your mom ended up telling you that.
Okay, I used to babysit and babysitting kids, and when I babysit, my little clinch for getting more kids was to tell the parents, hey, I'll do your kids' hair, while you go out to wherever you're going to go when I babysit. And so it was almost time for back to school, so I had it was a whole house full of people in the house to get their hair done. And so my mom came in, she said, what are these people doing in the house? Because, the rule of black woman's house, black parents' house, when I'm gone, don't nobody come in here until I get back home. I was like, well, Mom, they my friends. I'm going to do their hair for school. So she goes in the living room. She says, if you're not paying my daughter, get out. So out of all of those people, 3 people stayed. And she said, those are your friends. She said, those other people were here to just use you. She said, make sure don't nobody try to use you. So ever since then, I've been following that mindset. And I tell all my girls that too. Don't let people just keep on hanging around you just because they know you got something that you can give them. Make sure that, it's on an equal playing field. If they can't give you anything, then, they're just using you.
Exactly. Thank you for your willingness to share that. So, 29 years in, what lessons has Nubian City taught you that no classroom ever could?
Ooh. So the classroom used to tell us, don't talk about politics and don't talk about religion.
Yes.
So man, you can't. How in the world can you not talk about religion, and how in the world can you not talk about politics? In this climate, they both go hand in hand. So what what I have learned over Nubian City has taught me just to accept people for who they are and
Yes.
don't try to put your beliefs on them. You know,
Yes.
everybody's going to come in here with a whole totally different mindset. Just listen, because a lot of times people just want to vent. When people get their hair
Mm-hmm.
done, they don't want to. This is the only place they can talk and just get it all off their chest. And
Mm-hmm.
your most important job, other than doing their hair, is to listen. And if you
Yes.
can't listen without talking, then you're a terrible hairstylist. I'm gonna put it out. You're a terrible hairstylist because you're supposed to be able to listen. This is where people, especially Black people, other than church, they come to get their hair done so that they can talk about everything they got going on in the world. Things they can't tell their husband, things they can't tell their kids. It's things that they can only tell you, and your job is to listen.
Wow. Oh man. I don't know why that made me so emotional because Lord knows have mercy. I said your
You know, because me and you done shed a tear or two in here. That's why.
goodness has sat in your chair in a time or two over the years, 20 some years. Lord have mercy. From having more kids, losing weight, and suddenly I'm pregnant. What? Oh my goodness. I mean, just all the things.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
you
you done came with me from three locations.
I know.
Three
And
locations.
you are a good listener. And I just thought you were just listening, but this is a damn strategy.
Listen, other than hair, my sister would call me. She's like, hey, I just need to vent. I'm like, go ahead. So I think I'm just a good listener. Uh,
Yes.
I think I'm just a good listener. I just, a lot of times, it don't merit me to say anything. You just want to get it off
Yes.
your chest. And when you're talking to some people, like they always got to give you their opinion. Like I didn't ask you for your opinion. I just wanted to tell you what I got going on, and I just needed you to hear it. That's sometimes
Yes.
that's all we need.
Yes. And it is. It's just, it is part of that whole thing of, okay, I'm getting ready. I'm going to get my hair done. And you try your best not to be late, even though you would never know that oftentimes fooling with me. But this is part of why you look forward to getting there. So it's the whole, it's almost like a ritual of sorts
Yeah,
in that you're getting your hair done, but you're sharing with your community. You're sharing.
yeah,
I mean, it's and when I say community, sometimes you can have conversations with the rest of the girls in the salon. You can have a whole beauty salon conversation.
yeah, yeah. You're
So,
right.
boy, it is. It is. Oh my goodness, that's good. Now, do you see Nubian City expanding, like product lines, training programs, a second location? I did talk a little bit
Yeah.
about like creams and things like that, but anything that you'd like to speak on?
I see it as far as product line, but as far as
Mhm.
another location, I have control issues. So I
Mhm.
tried the other salon. You know, I had the one on Rivermont and then the one on Fifth Street. And
Mhm.
I can't if I can't be cloned and be in two places at the same time. I don't think that the chain will work for me. Um,
Yes.
but as far as product line, yeah, my hair oil does excellent. Like I'm always surprised when I sell out. Like, oh my god, I don't have any more. I'm down to two bottles.
Mhm. Mhm.
But my hair oil and my body butters does really good. So probably that. And Diamond has been talking to me about making my own lock gel, which
Mhm.
it's still kind of I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe some shampoo. I'm thinking seriously about making shampoo and conditioner because I don't like all of the ingredients that they have. All of the stuff that they have in the bottles of shampoo is just not good for us. So
Yes.
I'm thinking about more so shampoo and conditioner. But as far as open up another location, I'm going to say no.
Okay. Okay. If a young Black girl sat in your chair today, unsure about her natural beauty, what would you say to her?
I would tell her, stop letting your hair take control of you. What you can do, we can all do something. Just do it in small sections. If you do your hair in small sections, then you take control of it. That happens when you're going to that type of establishment. Sometimes they get overwhelmed with the hair, and if you just do it in small sections and just do a little bit at a time, your hair is not that bad.
Yes.
It's actually it wants you to take control. So it's just do it in small sections and love what you got. God didn't make no mistake with your hair. And by us trying
Yes.
to relax it or anything like that, then that's just saying that God made a mistake.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Finish this sentence for me. Diversity is a gift because.
Diversity is a gift because that's a hard one. Diversity is a gift. Diversity is a gift because it's you. Each one of us are different.
Mm-hmm.
You are different and I'm different. And so diversity is a gift because God made all of us different.
Mm-hmm.
And if all of us was the same, what's the point of diversity?
I mean, it'd be so boring, wouldn't it be? Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Thank God for diversity. Thank you.
Now, as we wrap up, Tyeast, what's the one truth you want our audience to carry into their own lives after hearing your story?
I want you to just always look for change, even if it's just one little small thing. But don't always settle and just be comfortable. If you're always comfortable, then you'll never grow. So
Mm-hmm.
always look to move out of your comfort zone. If you're moving out of your comfort zone, then you're always growing. And always write down goals on once you accomplish this set of goals, then write some more goals. And if you write them too easy, then they ain't no goals. Make something that's hard and difficult and write it out on how far it's going to take you to get to it. And just do it.
Yes. Now, here's a question that I hadn't expected to ask. What is one of your goals that you're trying to get to right now?
One of my goals I'm trying to get to right now is I'm still on the getting ready to teach. So I just got to take one more class so that I can teach how to do
Mm-hmm.
sister locks. And I offer braiding classes, and I might have to. My goal is to try to find me a spot to where I can teach in a big number of people. But I'm not
Mm-hmm.
getting a whole lot of good feedback on people that want to be taught. So I don't
Yes.
know. I don't know how to try to gather that audience, but my goal
Now,
is just to keep growing within myself, keep learning,
mm-hmm.
stepping outside of my own box to see how far I can go.
Okay. And let me scratch the surface on, you're finding people that want to be taught. I mean, what are they being taught? Are they being taught to be locticians or braiders, or are they being taught to do their own hair? How do you envision
Well,
it?
I've been teaching people that are non-melanated how to do their Black children's hair for years, and that's always
Okay.
been something that I hate seeing our babies out there and their hair not done. Like, if you
Mm-hmm.
don't know how to do it, please go somewhere and let someone teach you how to do it. So and I do those classes for free because please just help our babies.
Yes. So basically, a recap on that is Tyeast is teaching non-blacks that have children that are black, right, by or biracial, how to do black hair
Yeah,
because it's different. It's totally different,
totally.
and you got to learn how to do it. And oftentimes, if you're picking up what she's putting down, sometimes the folks that are charged with doing the hair, they don't know how to do it properly. So the hair looks kind of unkept and things of that nature. And so that's great, Thais,
And
that
that
you're
also
offering
goes
that
back
service.
to what we said in the beginning of the interview, that
Mm-hmm.
if your hair not right, then you're not right. So imagine how those babies are feeling, and
Mm-hmm.
they're looking at their parents' hair, all flowing hair, and their hair is baked to their head, and
Mm-hmm.
they're getting laid out because they don't know how to do it. So
Yes.
it puts a stigma on them on how they think they're
Yes.
supposed to look. So yeah, those
Yes.
classes are free of charge. Please
Yes.
contact me to
Yes.
help you.
Wow. Wow. That is, wow. I never knew that. I never knew that. So I learned something new about a service that you're offering. And so, whew, what a journey.
Yeah.
To our guest, Tyeast Blanding, thank you for reminding us that hair is history, hair is healing, and hair is sacred. Nubian City isn't just a salon, it's a space where identity is honored, community is shaped, and truth grows root deep. Connect with Thais and Nubian City because support is a love language. She can be reached on the web at nubianciti.com. That's nubianciti.com. She's on Facebook at Nubian City, the same spelling, Nubianciti. By phone, you can connect with her at 434-845-0020. And she's located in Lynchburg, Virginia at 2511 Memorial Avenue, Suite A. And so, to all of you listening, whether you're natural, relaxed, locked, or learning to love your reflection, know this: your beauty is not up for debate, and your culture is not a trend. Remember, diversity is a gift, not just to be tolerated, but to be treasured, protected, and passed down. Be sure to follow or subscribe to us on all platforms at Lorie Out Loud and connect with Thais and Nubian City because, again, support is a love language. Until next time, keep speaking boldly, living freely, and loving loudly. I'm Lorie Jean Akanbi.
Lorie out loud.